My house again, you low-life dog! I am never allowing you to marry my son and become a part of my family!
If there was anything wrong I said to you today that may have upset you as much as you are now, I'm sorry.
It wasn't anything you said. You yourself are what's wrong and why I am offended by you. And considering that you are nothing more than my son's fiancé, don't you ever reference me as your father-in-law again. Nobody ever said that I wanted to be anything more to you than a stranger. And of course, you're no longer his fiancé anymore, so forget about calling me anything else besides Mr. Johnson.
No way. Why won't you let me get married to Tanner?
Tedious! You actually think I want to explain to you again why I won't let my son marry the daughter of some low-life factory worker? I want your low-life father to see what his daughter looks like being drenched in that freezing cold water!
I don't care what it is you have against me. Throwing a whole bucket of icy water on me like that and then kicking me out was a poor move.
You, Cecilia, was it? I am not allowing you to marry my son, and that makes you nothing more than a stranger to him now. And that means a complete stranger and a lowlife like yourself will have nothing to do with my family anymore. I'm sure you hate the fact that your father happens to be some filthy factory worker now. Factory workers are nothing more than dirty little idiots covered in the oil of their machinery, risking their life doing all that manual labor, working for nothing more than some spare change like the fools they are. In other words, that makes your father nothing more than low-life scum. They can't study like the rest of us can, and that's why their only option was working using their bodies and not their minds. Seeing them live in such a pathetic way gives me the creeps, like having to look at a bunch of mindless cockroaches scurrying around. And you think I'd ever let my son marry the little brainless brat that came out of such a slimy cockroach's testy?
Working as a factory worker is a very important and well-respected job. Why do you think you have the right to do such a thing to me and say such things about my dad?
Because I happen to be on a completely different level above all of you. I happen to be a department leader within a very large company, and my job is to instruct a bunch of my subordinates on what they should do. That means I have the right to judge others by their work and make decisions for them. And if you didn't know this already, my company has a factory of its own, and all of those that work at said factory are mine to command. And if your father were to be like one of them, then that would mean his daughter would be at my command as well. Doesn't that make sense to you? Oh, seems that time has been getting past me now. Unlike you, I don't have all the time in the world to just sit and chat. Now would you please scurry off like your disgusting father and leave my yard at once?
No way. Dad, are you at home right now?
What's going on, Cecilia? Weren't you supposed to be going back to Tanner's parents' house today? I feel like you're coming home way earlier than what was to be expected.
I was kicked out of their house by Tanner's dad.
You were kicked out of their house by him? Did you say something inappropriate to one of them?
That's what I thought I'd done as well when I was first sent out. But I'd only been talking about the kind of work you do, and I told his dad about how you're working in a factory currently. The moment I said that to him, he started saying that you're nothing but a factory-working lowlife.
So that means he's looking down on us based on my line of work?
Also, as he was kicking me out of his house, he threw a bucket of icy water all over me. And I was left in the front yard of their house freezing in the cold.
What did you say? Where are you right now, then?
I was afraid to call for a taxi since I'm drenched and didn't want to completely soak the inside of their taxi. And considering the house isn't too far from here, I decided to just start walking back home even though I'm shivering.
What are you thinking, Cecilia? You think you can make the 2-hour walk all the way back home in this kind of freezing cold? Can you take a second to find somewhere warm to sit and wait for me? I'll bring you a change of clothing so that you can get changed before I bring you home.
But what about your car's seats?
You think I actually care that much about the leather seats in my car? Just find a place to wait for me that'll be warm, and I'll come and get you real soon.
All right. There's a cafe close to me, so I'll step inside there for a bit and wait for you to come.
Make sure to get yourself a coffee or something to help warm yourself back up, please. I'll be there in 30 minutes or so please take a seat and warm up. We can talk more about this in the car on the way back home, okay? Just for right now, get warmed up and wait for me.
Will do. Thank you so much for doing that, Dad.
So, what's it going to be? Are you going to be giving up on marrying my son forever now? I've made sure to have my son block your number, so that means you'll never be able to get in touch with him again, I'm sure. Had I let my son talk to a low-life daughter like you for any longer, my family's image, which I've spent all my life making perfect, would be stained.
Why would you say such things? Not only does my dad, but all of those men who work their butts off in factories everywhere take great pride in their work.
They only take pride in it so that they have at least something to live for. When it comes to those working in factories, or any kind of trade for that matter, they're all so worthless that they can't even use their brains to make money. In other words, they're just like cows and horses. The only thing that makes us humans different from animals is our ability to use our brains to make money. Do you understand everything I'm saying to you right now, Ms. Animal?
No matter how you view my family and I, it is not going to change what happens next. Because now you've gotten my dad involved after making fun of him like he's some kind of an object. I don't care what kind of work a person does for a living. When it comes to my dad, he takes great pride in what he does and puts all his effort into it in order to support me. And as a father yourself, you have no right to be making fun of someone wearing the same shoes as you.
This is why I keep having to repeat myself, right? The reason I have the right to make fun of him all I want is because he works in a filthy factory of all places. Are you sure you're not aware yet that you're an animal just like him, due to the fact that you still can't seem to understand what I'm saying?
Where one works has no relation to their social standing. Are you aware of that?
That's just something weaklings like yourselves say in order to keep your feelings from being hurt too much, right?
So this means no matter what I try and say to you, you're not going to budge from that hill you stand on? I understand that very much now. You told me after having drenched me in water and forcing me out of your house that you wanted me to go to my dad looking like this.
Ah, now that you mention it, I did say that.
Then allow me to have my dad deal with you. And then I'll make sure that he's the one who gets to deal with you and your inappropriate behavior.
Oh, interesting. But when you act like you guys could do anything to me, I'm sure that's just a bluff since you're nothing more than low-life animals.
All right, then. I guess we won't have to hold back at all when dealing with you then.
Having to watch as a sore loser fights for her life is quite the disgusting sight to be seen. You bitch! Now you've really gone and embarrassed me, lying about how your father was nothing more than a filthy factory worker to me! What the hell will you do to take responsibility for all of this if you cause me to lose my job?
Don't blame me for your own actions. I did what I told you I was going to do, and that was get my dad involved in your mess.
Crap! All you have are your useless excuses! What about him? He's a factory worker! You were hiding the fact that he's the CEO of my company's parent company from me! And furthermore, you went and told him about how I threw water on you and said all of those things about you and him! You are nothing but the devil!
You seem to still think this is all my fault, even though this is the outcome of you making fun of my dad's job. And because of your own self-destructive pride, you acted like you were better than us and that you could act whatever way you wanted. Now, you stop trying to blame me for your own behavior, you man-child.
No way! You were the one that said things in a manner to make me get the wrong idea of you and your father. And now that you've gone and shamed my name, I'm going to fight back and make sure that your father is ruined. I'll make your father regret ever doing anything to slight me. And you know what I'm going to say about your father after this is all over? Due to a slight misunderstanding, Cecilia's father had to end up in such an accident. I'll make sure you guys are to blame for all of it.
You really think something like that will fly when I can just screenshot what you said to me there?
Huh?
All I ever did was tell my dad what happened between you and I, and nothing more. So don't take actions against either of us when we're the ones who are actually acting like normal human beings. Also, when it comes to my dad, he's already 3 steps ahead of you in terms of ending your career.
He's 3 steps ahead of me? What the hell does he think he's going to do to my career and me?
He told me that the first thing he's going to do is have a word with your company's CEO about how you've behaved today.
What? How dare he talk about another company's employee like that? That's called abusing one's power, that is.
What the heck are you blabbering on about? He's not abusing his power when his job is quite literally to talk with other CEOs about their company.
No, he's trying to do something to me in order to protect his daughter. If that right there isn't called him abusing his power, then what the hell is it called?
This has nothing to do with me anymore, Paul. This has to do with all the companies that your company happens to work with, which also have factories that they maintain. And all of those workers in those factories, which you referred to as thoughtless animals and lowlifes, all because they don't work in the office like you do. And you also made the point that they all do as they're commanded by you. That right there is a company-wide issue, if not a field-wide issue, when it comes to all the companies around here your company's been working with. Do you understand what I'm saying yet? None of this was my fault, as I play no part in my dad's company, nor yours. This right here is an outcome you chose when you decided to act like a complete jackass towards my dad and I. The way you behaved today pulled the trigger to the gun you had pointed at your head.
Damn it! A little bitch like you will never be able to listen to what I'm saying. I got your father's business card from my son a second ago, and I will be calling his number now in order to talk to the asshole of all assholes himself. I'm assuming this is Cecilia's father, right? CEO Richard? Would you please find some way to listen to what I have to say? I'm not sure what kind of things you've heard from your daughter Cecilia about me, but you completely misunderstand me. So please, listen to my side of the story and everything I have to say.
Who the hell is calling me and texting me like some kind of animal with its leg caught in a bear trap? I already know about how you dumped freezing cold water on my daughter before kicking her out of your house into the frigid cold of winter. I don't think I have it in me to listen to whatever kind of bullcrap you have left to whine about.
And what I'm trying to say is that what you heard about me is completely wrong. Your daughter, CEO Richard, she lied to me.
When you say she lied to you, are you talking about when she was telling you that I work at a factory?
That's right. I understand that my company happens to run plenty of factories yourself, and so when she said that you work at a factory, that would lead anyone to believe that you are nothing more than a machine operator or someone else of a low-level position, right?
Of course, right now I'm working as the CEO of this company, but before I ever made it to this position, I happened to work as the one thing you seem to despise most, a factory worker.
What? You were a factory worker before? I understand that you want to make what your daughter did seem light, but there's no need to joke about yourself like that.
I'm not freaking joking. You want to know how I got into this position? I worked my ass off for the company from the ground up, starting as a simple 12-hour shift worker.
What the? Well, what the hell? I thought I was having to fight with the real deal here. I don't care what your company calls you now. You will always be that pathetic factory worker. In other words, you are the most useless CEO ever, and far more inferior to me than I first thought. No wonder you've been trying to scare me off like that, because all you brainless dumbasses know to do is make things up. All I have to do now is go and talk with my CEO about you, and he'll take my side in this little brawl, since he knows just as well as I do how little your word actually matters. I'll let him know that someone who used to work as a factory worker should never be trusted.
If there was someone like you who has still not apologized once for what he's done, working under my supervision, I'd have you fired on the spot and escorted out.
Stop whining about how your daughter got a little bit soaked in and left in the cold. She's not even a little baby anymore, so why are you getting so worked up over an adult that should learn to take care of herself?
How about you cut that crap out right now? I don't care if she's 5 years old or 25 years old. You throwing cold water onto someone else in order to drench them and then forcing them out of your house to be in 30-degree weather is screwed up. When I went to get her, she was shivering non-stop, even after having sat for 30 minutes inside a nearby cafe. And as of right now, she's laying in bed with a fever of 101. After what you've done to my daughter, I'd like to see you face to face to show you just how much of an animal I can really be.
Stop making such a big deal about it. It's because you spoil her so much by talking like that she's turned into a useless waste of woman who thinks that it's okay to lie about everything.
Shut it! Ever since Cecilia was a little girl, she's had issues with her immune system. She had to go to the hospital around 10 to 11 times a year because she'd always be getting sick. She's had to struggle with her illness so much all her life that she's experienced life-threatening events more than you or I can account for. And even though she's much older now, her immune system is still weak, and she still falls ill quite often. I'm sure you heard about that from your son when he talked with you about her, right?
Now that you mention it, I guess he did tell me something like that. But even if she has a weak body, she's not a child anymore.
I see. No matter what is said to you, you are just set in stone, unable to move away from your unbelievable ideals. I was going to wait to say this, but now you've left me no choice. You would have been hearing about this from your CEO, but now I'm going to have to tell you about how I've already spoken with him over the phone, and so he's well aware of what you've done and said. And if that wasn't enough for him, he replied by telling me the issues he's already been having with you. About how within the office you harass your workers all the time, right? And you've already been warned about the way you talk to your workers plenty of times.
Oh, you're talking about that! They're all just over-exaggerating, calling me some kind of a harassing boss. I'm telling you, recently, all these newer employees the company is hiring on are all pussies.
But the thing is, you're the only one who thinks such a thing, because while I was talking with your CEO about you, he told me he was already in the works of having you removed from his company. And after a few words back and forth about how he can get rid of you, we came to a way that will have you removed from his company in no time.
Are you saying I'm being fired? I will not allow that to happen. I'm a department manager of all people.
Even though you don't bother acting like one? I've seen and heard enough from you to know you're not cut out to work with other people, let alone speak to people in general. And considering that you attacked my daughter and slighted my name all because she said I work in a factory, I've started to believe you're better off working as a janitor or something, since you love to talk so much crap.
I haven't done anything wrong, though.
The fact that you're even having to say such a thing now shows you've been doing all sorts of things wrong. Go ahead and keep on saying you've done nothing wrong, but I'm not going to listen to you any longer, as I have better things to do, like care for my company.
God damn it! Crap! I'm going to talk with my CEO about all of this right now. He'll forget about everything you ever said to him about me the moment a longtime employee who's now a manager goes and has a word with him about this.
I wouldn't go into that conversation with him holding high expectations for yourself. He's already decided to have you removed from the office.
No way he's already decided on that.
Just shut the hell up, and don't you ever come around my daughter or myself ever again. If I find out that you've gone and done anything else to my daughter, I promise you I'll make the trip over to your place and settle this crap like a man.
All of you all complaining about me? Screw you all! Had you not come into my life and completely ruined it, everything would be going perfectly for me. I'm not going to let you get away with what you've done, you bitch! I'm getting myself a lawyer and suing your ass!
That's going to be pretty funny to watch, considering I'm the victim of a crime.
Stop acting all tough now just because your daddy's the CEO of a company. Because of you, my wife is now abandoning me, and my one and only child, Tanner, is also getting ready to leave. Did you tell him anything else about me that's made him hate me that way?
How would I be able to talk to him when you're the one that blocked my number on his phone? And he didn't have to hear anything else from me after what you did because he learned that day that you are nothing more than a fat schoolyard bully.
Shut up! I'm not going to be preached to by a brat like you. I'm not holding back anymore. I'm going to make you take total responsibility for all you've done to my once perfect life. I'm going to make you pay me in a settlement that will keep you from ever retiring, so I hope you're ready to work your life away as a slave. And considering you're the daughter of a CEO, your daddy will have all the money I could ever ask for after being made the victim of such a terrible crime. How about this? Go tell Daddy to get $100 million ready for me. Then, once you've both paid it all off, I might be willing to forgive you. I know how much he cares about a whining bitch like you, so he'll do anything to make sure the settlement is paid off to me.
How much more do you have to keep jerking your cock before you'll finally have busted your load? I already told you to cut it out making fun of my dad like that. Sure, my dad was a factory worker when he first started out, but that was only because right after my mom had me, she passed away. He would leave me with my older sister during the day to go work 12 hours a day, 5 days a week at that factory. All to take care of my sister and I, never being able to see either of us because we were always asleep when he got home. He worked like that for years and years, all while also making sure to study up on the company so that he could move up the ladder one rung at a time. And now that he's made it all the way up to being the CEO of that company, I cannot respect him enough. I thank him every time I see him for the time and energy he gave for his family. And I will not have you sitting there making fun of him any longer.
Oh, that's what I expected a brain-dead bitch like you to ramble on about, immediately biting back at whatever tries to get close, just like a dog. Do you really think I care about how much your daddy had to work for you guys? Hell no! The only thing I care to think about right now is how much money I can milk from you both in a settlement for having gone and ruined my life. And once I have all that money from you guys, I'm sure both my wife and son will come back to me.
I knew someone like you only cared about two things in life: money and your image. I will never be able to understand such selfish pigs like yourself, but I can understand now why you no longer have the ability to listen to my dad or I anymore.
If you can understand why, then shut your goddamn pie hole and pay me the settlement. Then I can finish all of this without even having to worry about paying for a lawyer.
Are you sure? Are you sure you have the ability to take me to court and sue me over your self-inflicted damage? Because I really don't think you can.
Huh? What are you talking about now? I'm not listening to the howls of a sore loser anymore, you bitch.
You still haven't heard everything then yet. Did you really think that after being dismissed from the office and not being allowed to work that the company would just leave you be and not do anything? Because you'd be terribly mistaken, as right now your company's HR department is investigating all of those occurrences that have been reported regarding your workplace harassment. And in some of those investigations, your CEO was able to get in touch with former employees of yours. There happens to be close to 57 different people who are wanting to take you to court now for over 173 different cases of workplace harassment, and they will be allowed to do so now with the evidence the company has gained. Or at least that's what I've been told.
I'm being sued now? Over something like workplace harassment? What the hell are they all thinking?
The only one you should be asking that about right now is yourself, considering your complete lack of ethics. Think about it. Once all of those victims of yours have taken you to court and you've had to pay them all out for what you've done, will you really be able to talk crap about anyone or do anything to anyone anymore? I think it's time you give up trying to be this top dog, whatever the heck, and get ready to call up your bank.
No way. I don't have that kind of money right now. I've already been told by my wife that I need to get my accounts in order for the divorce. And now you're saying I have to pay all of those victims I harassed? What the hell am I supposed to do here?
I don't know. That all sounds like a problem that you'll be dealing with alone.
I've got it. I'll allow you to get married to Tanner now. So would you please do something to stop all of those people from trying to sue me now? I'll be willing to settle with all of them outside of court for a smaller amount, and I'll stop calling myself the top dog if that's what you want.
And what would be in it for me then?
What would be in it for you? You can't be asking for something for yourself right now. You and I are family now, right?
What? Family? We were close to becoming one a little while back, sure, but after what you ended up doing, you ended any chance of that ever happening.
Cecilia, I promise to apologize to you for everything I've done up until now. At the very least, could you give me one last chance to have a word with your father about this? He's already gone and blocked my number, and I'm no longer able to find any way to get in touch with him.
That's my dad's answer to your actions, so there is nothing I can do to change that. And pretty soon here, I'll be blocking your number as well. Therefore,
I don't have a job or any money anymore, and both of my family members are about to leave me. What am I supposed to do in a situation like this?
I don't really care. How about you use that perfect head of yours to come up with an answer to that?
What? You absolute whore! Hey, don't just run away from our conversation like that! Damn it!
Dad, I'm coming home now.
Do you want me to come and get you from the bus station?
You don't have to do that for me. Tanner's coming out to take me home from here.
I see. I guess if he's going to take care of you, I don't have to worry.
How could a man like Tanner's father be such a dick when Tanner himself is so kind and thoughtful?
As a man who has dealt with many types of men throughout my life, I know there are men like him out there who happen to get caught up in thinking they're the best due to their money and status, and are willing to throw away all their humanity in order to continue feeding their pride, which has grown too large for them to carry without sacrifice.
I know what happened kind of sucked, but at least I was able to figure out the kind of monster he was right away and didn't have to learn down the road after finally becoming family to him. I think it was a good thing getting drenched like that, right?
Don't say things like that! You had me worried sick when that happened!
It was just a little joke, Dad. Sorry for always making you so worried about me, Dad.
No, that isn't something you need to apologize for. As your father, it's my job to always be worried for you, and therefore I always will be, no matter what's happening.
Thank you for saying that, Dad. I've always appreciated you for being so open with me about that. But promise me that you'll cut back on always treating me like a kid, because I really do need to start taking care of things on my own from now on. After having lost all ties to his family and having lost his house in the divorce, Paul was forced to run away from them. With no money and no place to work anymore, he tried his best to find another job quickly, but all of the offices in town heard about what he'd been getting sued for, and so he was forced to look elsewhere. He went around asking smaller businesses if he'd be able to work for them, and would always brag about the kind of manager he was at all of the interviews he could get. But of course, nobody was willing to hire such an arrogant man, especially when they're still acting like all of that workplace harassment was a good thing and a skill. After about a week of no luck anywhere and no place to call home quite yet, Paul ended up having to become more desperate than before, as he knew the time was drawing near for him to have to go to court. And so in the end, he would end up in the one place he made fun of so much, and that was a factory just outside of town processing cow crap into good manure for farms. He would soon be called to court not too long after starting his job there, and after having to pay close to $127,000 for all of his victims, he would barely have any money left over from his paychecks. In other words, turning him into quite literally a low-life nobody. After Tanner's family had all disowned Paul and cut ties to him for good, talks about our marriage were able to resume and we could work on planning the wedding. And just like that, he and I finally had the chance to go to the courthouse and get married. My dad happens to really love Tanner, and they will joke a lot about how my dad wants to make him the next CEO of the company. However, no matter how much those two joke about it, in my eyes, I can see that there might be a slight amount of seriousness to their talks, and that my dad may someday actually give his position to Tanner. And as for myself, I have a doctor's appointment coming up pretty soon. And that's where I'll be learning if our family will really gain a new little life in it or not. I'm sure neither my husband, my dad, or the rest of my family will be expecting something like this yet. But if I really do have something small coming, that'll sure be the surprise of a lifetime for everyone at home. Audrey, I heard all about what you did recently. You gave your mother a brand new house as a present, right? Congratulations on that. How wonderful. I'm sure she's so thankful for all that money that you spent on the place and is very excited to move in.
Thanks for that. It took a lot of work to get to this point, but I was happy to treat my mom to a new house. The last one we had been living in for so long was way too old for any decent repairs, so we were told it would be best to move out. Unless we wanted to spend almost double what the house was worth fixing it.
I see. I think that kind act you did for her will stay in her memories forever. Now, I have something I want to talk to you about relating to the topic of you getting a new house for your mom.
What does he have to tell me?
You're not actually going to be living in that new house, right? Your mother, as well as my husband and I, will all be living there. Just the three of us. So you'll need to go somewhere else for us.
Excuse me?
As I just said, you're going to have to go and look for a new place to live, please. I'm sure having to look for a new place to live at a time like this will be tough on you, but I know you can find something. And if you had the money to afford a brand new house, then you must have enough to afford a smaller place, too.
Hold on a sec. What the hell is this? I was the one that bought this house, you know. What makes you think you can say things like that?
I do know that. But that place is a present for your mother, right? So that means the new house is your mother's, and she can choose what to do with it and who gets to live there.
I understand that, but this all has nothing to do with you, Kristen. I don't get why you get to live there with my brother and mom and I have to leave. The house is big enough for all four of us to live comfortably there if you really want to move in with us. There's no reason I have to leave for you both to live there.
I understand that I have no right to choose whether I'm allowed to live there or not. And I get that the house is large enough for more than just 3 people, but this happens to be what your mother is wanting.
What? My mom wants this to happen?
Your mother herself said that she wants to be living with your brother and I. You won't have any complaints about something your mom is saying, right?
You're lying, right? My mom has no reason to say something like that. Her and I have been living with one another forever now.
But your mother begs to differ now. She really wants for us two to go and live with her now instead of you. So quit your whining, please, and live with this reality.
I'm not whining about it or anything. Well, why are you acting like you're better than me or something?
Because you have no idea what's going on here. Your mother hates you, yet you still don't seem to get that.
Huh?
She's asking for your brother and I to live with her now, and for you to get out. So would you get lost now? You wouldn't want to piss off your own mother anymore after she just got such a thoughtful present from you, right?
All right, fine. Bye then.
Yay!
Mom? I just heard about this from Kristen a second ago. Are you saying that I seriously can't live in the new house with you now?
I see. So you've already heard about this from her then? I was planning to tell you this in person to avoid all the drama. That's too bad.
What? So wait, you really want me out of the house? Why, Mom? Why do I have to be the one to leave this house now?
I'm sick and tired of you, Audrey.
Huh?
Look, ever since Geoff got married and left us, I have had to live with you, right? Well, I'm tired of the life I've had with you.
No idea why you'd be tired of the life you had living with me, though. Why? What does that mean?
You have to understand just a little bit of what I'm saying here, right? I'm just tired of living with you. I've moved into a new house now and thought this was the best chance to change things up. So I decided to get in touch with Geoff and ask that they come here to live with me so that there could be a change of character back home.
What kind of reasoning is that?
It's not the best explanation of things, I know. But you wouldn't understand how I feel because this whole time you've been with me. Please, just respect what I'm wanting here and leave this house to your brother, his wife, and me.
But I'm the one that just gave you a brand new house as a present, though. You should be happy about that and feel that you owe me something now, right?
You shouldn't be saying something like that to the person you just gave a gift to, you careless woman. I'm the one that gets to decide whether or not I owe you anything in life, right?
I guess that's true considering you control yourself, but I can't agree with what's going on right now. Why the heck are you sick and tired of me, Mom? I don't ever think that there was any problems between you and I. No anger, no sadness. But now I don't know what to think about the relationship we've had.
You should understand very well the kind of relationship we had, and all the feelings that were a part of it. Now, Audrey, when are you going to get married?
Married?
Geoff was able to get married while he was still young to a beautiful woman. Seeing my little boy get married and live on his own for a while like that made me feel so much joy. Especially knowing that the woman he's with now is so kind and sweet to both him and I.
Although her true character is way more crazy than you might think.
But compared to someone like you, you're still not married to anyone yet, let alone not even having a man you call your lover. And all you've done with yourself is live with me. There's no way you'll ever find a man living with me. Are you not embarrassed to still be living with your mother and not having a man at your age?
Is that what you've been thinking of me?
Well, of course it's how I've been thinking. It's embarrassing even for me that you're in your 30s now, yet still have to live with your mom. Especially when I'm the only person you can call your parent, and this whole thing of raising you has been hard on me. Hurry up and get away from me already.
Mom! I was living at home with you all that time for your sake as well, right?
For my sake? Listen, all right, I want for there to be some excitement in my life. You don't even know how to make any jokes when you talk with me, so this whole time living with you has been boring. If you could have at least been entertaining for me, then I might still want you around, but you're not. So just leave me already, Audrey. All right? I'm going to live the life of a celebrity now, so go away.
This is scary, hearing you say those things about me. I might never be able to trust you ever again, Mom. I might never be able to trust anyone because of this.
Stop trying to act like some kind of victim. You were spoiled all your life being allowed to live in my house for over 30 years.
Fine, Mom. But are you really okay with kicking me out of the house now? I think that living with me was your best bet of continuing to have a calm and stable life.
You have no shame, do you? Saying something like that about yourself. Both Geoff and Kirsten are doing very well for themselves, so my future will be fine with them. I'm far better off with them, considering my life living with a single woman in her 30s was so dull and embarrassing.
You're telling me the life I gave you was dull and embarrassing.
Goodbye for now, Audrey. I'm not cutting ties to you or anything. Just that I want there to be some distance between us. You can come back to hang out here whenever you'd like, but you're never living in my house again.
What? What the hell?
We finished moving into the house with your mother. Starting today, the three of us will all be enjoying this brand new house you've gotten for all of us.
Is that so? Good for all of you then. Enjoy living with one another there.
Would you please not get all upset about this? Oh, that's right. I wanted to ask and see if you found yourself a new place to live yet. I happen to have a really good friend who's a realtor, if you'd like me to show you to them.
I have a new place now. You don't have to worry about me anymore. There's something for you. Do you mind if I come over there later with some paperwork I can have for you and Jeff? I feel it would be best that the name of the house is changed so that you guys own it. Right now, the house is still under my name.
That's a good point. You have nothing to do with this house now, so you can stop on by and hand us those documents to sign. Then we can be the owners of this amazing house, and you'll never have a chance of coming back to live here.
Sounds good. How about I come over later today and we can fill out all of these?
We'll be waiting for you then. I guess living on your own has helped teach you how to understand your position in this family, hasn't it? Audrey, there's something I need to check with you about. I'm being asked to pay off this loan for some reason, so do you have any idea what this could be about?
You're asking me what the loan is about?
Well, I'm just asking because this house was already paid for in full by you, right? So that would mean there's no more debt that needs to be paid off, right? And if there is, you should be the one being asked to pay.
Huh? But the ones living in that house right now are you three, right? Why would I have to pay off that loan still when it's not mine to pay anymore?
Because this loan would be under your name. I was assuming that the three of us would get to live in this house for free because of that.
Did you forget something then? 1 month ago, you took my name off of that house and changed it to your own. Those papers also stated in them that the loan for the house would be changed as well to you, and that you needed to start paying it off as the new owner of that house.
What?
You should still have a copy of those papers on you, so go ahead and read through them again. I thought you read all the documents before you signed them, right?
What? How much is remaining to be paid then?
As of right now, I think you still need to be paying $2,500 a month for some time. Can you pay that?
I can't pay that kind of money. That's way too expensive for me. Were you even able to pay that kind of money every month for this house?
I was able to pay it because I happen to work a lot of hours. And actually, I have my own company, although it's all based online, so there's no physical office or anything.
Is that right? I never knew anything about that. Hey, all right, you can come back to this house now. Just as long as you help us pay the rest of this loan off, okay?
I'm sorry, Kristen. I've already gone and moved out of the state. My job requires me to live in New York in order for me to be closer to my customers. The only reason I was still living there was because Mom needed me around, but she told me that she never needed me, so I was out of there.
What? But then, what's going to happen to this house? Even with the three of us bringing in money right now, we can't afford to pay $2,500 a month.
I'm not sure what's going to happen there. I thought you already understood what came along with owning that house and were ready.
But like I was saying, I thought you had paid for this house in full when you bought it.
I did not have that kind of money that could afford the luxury of buying a new house like that in one payment. You guys are just going to have to figure something out there. I can't do anything else for you now.
Wait a second, Audrey! Hey, Audrey! Stop bullying my precious little Kirsten! You're the CEO of your own company, right? You should be more than capable of paying off that loan for us.
You're the one that started to bully me first, you ass. Kicking only me out of that house after all I did to get it for you?
I never kicked you out of the family, though, right? I told you already that I was sick and tired of living with you was all. And that's why I had you kicked out of this house.
How the hell do you get sick and tired of your own daughter like that? You really are a screwed up mother.
This is my life, and I have the right to do what I want with it. You have no right complaining about what my life is like. Look, Audrey, you bought me this house as a way of being a good little girl for Mommy, right? Well, then make sure you finish the job and pay off this present to me in full.
I don't care about being kind to you anymore, Mom. That feeling of wanting to be a good daughter to you is gone now. I was going to pay off that loan all by myself at first, but then you kicked me out of there without even giving me a choice.
I didn't know that you had to get a loan to afford a house like this. Oh, jeez, you are such a stingy little jerk. I wouldn't call something like this a thoughtful present from you.
What makes you think you can start calling someone like me who can even afford to get a loan in the first place stingy? I like to think that you have no right saying things like that about me when you've been the most useless mother I've ever seen. But at least I don't have to think of you as my mom anymore because those days of calling you family are over.
Then I guess you're no longer my daughter. Geoff seems to have his crap together and knows how to be a good son, but then there's you.
Then why don't you ask that well-behaving and put-together son of yours to pay for the house?
Geoff already went and found a woman and got married, which is more than enough for me. Probably the best gift I've ever received as his mother. All you've done is lived in my house for years and years like a little toxic parasite.
Even though I was the one paying all the bills and groceries.
You were still living with me in my house in your 20s, so of course you had to start paying. You really have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm being told by a woman like you that I have no idea what I'm talking about? Well, so be it. Looks like you're all starting to get all worked up a little after I left the house. So you guys will soon see just how much I did know what I was talking about. Good luck living life with peanut-sized brains like those.
Gosh dang it. You really have to put a stop to the life I could be living right now. What am I going to do about this? Especially when those two have told me they're in debt right now.
Huh? What's this about them being in debt?
Those two ended up failing at whatever business they were trying to open, and that led them into some serious debt. I only heard about this from them a little bit ago, though.
Seriously? Friggin' idiots. So does this mean the two ended up tricking you?
What do you mean they tricked me? Explain yourself right now.
Well, whatever. None of that has anything to do with me now. I hope you'll do your best to get out of that mess now.
Hold your horses! Audrey! Audrey, please listen to me. They are putting interest on our payments now, and we'll need to pay even more. Can you please lend us some money?
Huh? What? What are you going on about this time?
I'm being serious right now. The both of us will keep our promise to you.
I heard something from my mom about this, but you and Jeff ended up having a failed business, it seems. Which then led to you two taking on a lot of debt, right? I'm not sure a woman like her was telling me the truth, though.
Wait, all of that debt will be taken care of right away, so you don't need to worry about it.
Idiot. I highly doubt you'll be able to take care of it, so stop lying. I bet you both lied to my mom to move in there, also you could sell it and use that money to pay off your debts, right?
What? Why? How do you know about that?
Huh? You guys were actually planning on doing that. Frick, man. I know you guys are friggin' crazy and all, but not even I thought that would actually be your guys' plan, and that's why I was just joking then.
Hold on. That was just a joke. Wow.
Cut it out already. You really did think you could take that house and sell it off to make all the money you needed, right? And then you would have just left my mom with no house or nothing? I see. I wonder how you got my mom to believe that she was going to be living like a celebrity with you guys.
We know that with our next business, we'll be able to make loads of money. And once we have all of that money from the booming business, we were going to give you and your mom some of that money as a way of paying you guys back for the house.
You really think I'm gonna believe something like that? Anyways, you guys will still be able to pay off that loan, right? Your name is on it now, so I have nothing to do with it anymore.
Wait! I get it now. If you lend us some money, I'll pay you back triple what you've given us. So can you please find some way to wire us the money we need? Please!
I'm sorry, but it's not happening. Just give up on asking me, please. I'm not the kind of woman who loves throwing her hard-earned money away like that.
No way, Audrey, come on!
Hey, would you freaking stop trying to call me all the damn time? You're the one that keeps trying to call me for all these hidden numbers, right? I'll tell the police about this and we'll have them deal with you if you keep it up.
Please do not do that. You've already gone and blocked all our numbers, so I had to start calling you from other hidden phone numbers. I can't believe you even went and blocked G off like that when he's your own family. Are you really that heartless of a person that you cut ties to all of us?
I am, actually. I had to become heartless in order to save myself from all those headaches. The moment they stabbed me in the back like that, I let go of my feelings for my family and said goodbye. I'm going to block this number of yours as well, and then probably change my number so you can never call me. Understood?
Please, Audrey, listen to what I have to say. Right now, our new business is actually doing very well.
It is.
We've been getting a lot of customers and have so much money now that we can actually breathe again. And that debt we both had from that last business has all been paid off now. So, now that you've heard the good news, would you mind investing in our business?
Investing in it?
Yes! If you can do that for us, we'll pay you back 3 times the amount you put in. How does that sound? I'm sure this all sounds wonderful to your ears, right?
Then, tell me why, if you're both doing so well money-wise right now, is my mom in jail for theft?
What?
Every once in a while, some of my friends from back home will send me news articles showing me what's going on around there. You all are really just so pathetic. She was caught trying to steal bread from a supermarket. And it wasn't just her that was trying to steal from there, but another man she was with too, who happens to still be on the run. Let me guess, the man still on the run is Jeff?
No, I'm sure that man just has the same looks and first name is all.
If you tell me the truth here, then I might still be willing to help you out with whatever the hell you want.
Really? You're not just saying that to get me to confess?
I'm being serious, but you've already made it clear that you're lying to me right now just by suggesting that I'm wanting you to confess.
Crap. Right now, I'm in really big trouble and I don't know what to do. Your mom is in jail right now and I haven't been able to get any response from Geoff. I literally can't do anything right now because everyone is gone.
So where are you right now?
I've been staying the night at Jonathan's, but I'm starting to run out of money and won't be able to pay for food anymore. I'm starting to think my best option now is to steal some money from the cash register and just run away from here.
Don't do that. If you try that one, you'll end up in the same place my mom is right now. I'm not going to really be able to do much for you, though, so maybe it's better that you're in jail and given a place to sleep.
Hey, why the hell would you say that? Can you at least give me enough money for another week of food here so that I can stay? I just need 500 or so, please?
How about you ask your own family for help?
After my first business with Geoff failed and we went into debt, my parents both cut ties to me. I had already used up so much of their money on that business and it went to waste.
I can totally understand why they felt the need to cut you out of their lives. And that's the same way I feel about you. Now, talking any more to you is only going to be a waste of my time, so I'm blocking you now. Bye-bye.
What? Hold on for just one more minute, please. Please just do something for me. I'm in trouble right now. There's nothing else I can do for myself.
I keep on saying no over and over again to you, all right? Why can't you just accept that as my answer and F off? You really have no idea what's going on here, do you? After that, I went and blocked that number as well, and then went and changed my phone number. From then on, I was never ever contacted by Kirsten again. What I heard the next day from one of my friends is that she ran out of that Jonathan's with a handful of cash from the register, but didn't have the stamina to outrun the police car that was parked right outside. She had no energy left to fight the police, and they were able to take her right to jail that night. When things came to Jeff, he was arrested in another town over for theft. He was then taken to court with his mom to sit through a hearing where they were both charged with general theft and had to pay large fines to all the stores they robbed. This also landed them with a felony charge, and they now have to be on parole for the next 2 years. I feel that my whole family turned out to be criminals of all sorts, and it makes me a little sad. But the fact that they really aren't my family to me anymore helps me easily forget about everything they're going through. There is one thing that I've been wondering about, and that's the business that both Jeff and Kirsten had before, and I'm thinking that the business they were putting their time into is scamming others. I can say for sure that that's what the last business was, but that's my hunch. After all the cases were concluded at the courthouse and everyone was on parole, Jeff and Kirsten got a divorce and lived different lives from one another. I like to think that they were better off staying together so that they could work to pay one another's fines off while serving their parole. But they can do whatever they please as two fully grown, brainless adults. As for my mom, she had tried to get her son to take her with him as he got himself a very small and old apartment. But after she failed him during their hit on the supermarket, he cut ties with her and said that she should rot in hell for getting him caught. With no other options for housing, she ended up going to a women's shelter downtown and has been living there with other distressed women who have also been through a lot. I do feel bad for what happened to her, but being tricked by both my brother and his wife into letting them stay with her instead of me. But after all I had done for her and not an ounce of respect given back to me after all that, I was totally done with her, and to this day, I like to think about how her celebrity lifestyle is going. When it comes to my life currently, I've been working hard in New York making more money for myself. My business is also doing really well, and I'm getting close to closing a deal where I'll have my company merged with another of the same profession. And when that happens, I'll be getting my own office and named VP of the company while getting a really good raise to my salary. I will, however, make sure to keep all my information private online, though, in order to avoid anything from Kirsten in the future. I wouldn't want to get hundreds of calls from her again like last time, so if anyone is wanting to talk to me, they can call my secretary and I'll get back to them on an undisclosed line. Now the only other thing left for me to do is go out and find myself a man. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hi, Ashley. Where are you?
I'm in the dressing room disinfecting my cut.
I'm so sorry about attacking you. I thought it was an oil drum, but it was you in a wedding dress.
How could you possibly confuse me with an oil drum? First of all, why would you try to attack it in the first place?
It was the same color as your dress. Plus, I think I'm a little buzzed. I always check the oil drum to see if it's safe because I heard some rumors on TV that there's dangerous stuff in it, like a bomb or a trap.
Do you always check it by drop kicking it?
Yeah, seems like that's how you check if it's safe or not.
I see. I don't know what TV show you watched, but that's an interesting way to check.
I forgot the title, but I watched the show where people drop kick different things and see what happens. It was entertaining. I'll let you know if I remember the title.
Okay. Anyways, can I excuse myself now? My cut is better now and I need to take pictures to upload on social media, so talk to you soon, Stella.
Oh, wait. I wanted to talk to you about something in person, and also apologize about the incident earlier. If it's better to talk here, then I have no problem with that.
Is here okay?
Sure. Again, I'm so sorry for attacking you. I just wanted to protect you from danger.
I appreciate your concern, but please check carefully next time because you scared me and hurt me.
Will do.
Oh, and what did you need to tell me?
I want to ask you a favor, actually.
What is it?
It's an order, to be exact.
Do you want me to go buy you something for you? I'm wearing a wedding dress and pretty busy now, so that's not possible. Sorry.
No, can you listen to me?
Do you have a problem with someone in my family? Do you want me to change flowers? Do you want to change your seat?
Shut up and listen to me!
Sorry, I just asked you those questions because you always have a problem with something, so what is it then?
Not this time. I want you to send me $6,000 every month.
$6,000?
Seriously. Yes.
Why?
Well, I was going to only ask you for $3,000, but you kept on interrupting me and pissed me off, so I made it $6,000.
How did I piss you off?
You just did, okay?
I don't think that's the reason. I bet you just have a problem with me, right? I think you were still going to ask me for $6,000 pissed off or not.
Shut your mouth! Wow, I can't believe that Zane is marrying an idiot.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be called an idiot by someone who mistakes an oil drum for a person.
Well, it's not my fault that you're fat and look like one.
Oh, so you kicked me on purpose. Why did you lie to me?
Because out of all the girls in this whole world, he decided to choose you.
And he made the right choice.
No, he made a terrible mistake. He should have chosen someone better than you. Didn't you at least think about losing weight for today?
I don't need to because I look fabulous.
Being fat leads to diabetes and high blood pressure, you know.
Yeah, it is true that being fat can increase the risks of those health problems, but there are people who are healthy like me. So you should stop making assumptions like that.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, you better pay me $6,000 every month, okay?
Why do I need to pay you?
Because you're marrying a genius that I gave birth to.
I need to pay you just for that reason.
Of course. Do you know how much it took for me to raise him perfectly? He's handsome, works at a top position in an elite company, and made a lot of accomplishments for the company. Think of it as education fees.
I have no clue what you're saying, but there's no way I can pay you $6,000 every month. If it's every 6 months, maybe I can, but I won't.
You really don't know how anything works, do you? You always have to pay a price to get something.
I see. But I don't think that matters now, so I'll happily marry him whatsoever.
Wow, Zane is very kind to get engaged to a woman who only has a brain like a bird. He's so perfect, a true gentleman. That's some kind of insult mixed with whatever you just said. You probably don't understand what I said, so I'll explain it simply. He's so perfect that you don't deserve him.
I'm sorry you feel that way. I know you love him and want the best for him, but he chose me, and I chose him. We're happy together, and we support each other. I hope you can accept our relationship and be happy for us.
I will not accept your relationship whatsoever, but if you plan on paying me, I'll let you marry him. How does that sound?
This is a joke, right?
No, I'm being serious.
Can I ask your husband about this? I wonder what he's going to say about this. I hope he disagrees with this nonsense.
You don't need to ask him because he agrees with me. Actually, he was the one that said these things in the first place.
What? Seriously? He's a chill person, so I thought he would never say that.
Well, you thought wrong, so why don't you just give up and pay us every month? If not, I'm going to make him call off the wedding, okay?
Is that a threat?
Nope, I'm being serious right now.
Wow, I'm going to talk to Zane about this because this is ridiculous. Hey, Zane, do you have time to talk now?
Yeah, call or text.
Texting is fine because I know you're getting ready for the wedding.
Yeah, I still need to have my hair styled by the stylist and get dressed. You got ready early.
I actually came 3 hours ago. I wanted to take pictures for my social media. I took about 300 already.
Oh wow! I hope you got some good shots. Can you show me those after the wedding?
Sure, I'm definitely going to end up with 1,000 pictures today. I want to see your pics before the wedding also.
Okay, I will take a few pictures while I'm getting ready. Is that okay?
Of course.
Anyways, I just noticed that you sent me screenshots of conversations between you and my mom. I'm really shocked. She hurt you and said the meanest things to you. I'm happy that she's proud of me, but she went too far. Can't believe that she called you fat. You're not okay?
Thank you, Zane. What should I do about paying them $6,000 every month? If I don't listen to them, they're gonna cancel the wedding ceremony.
That's ridiculous. $6,000 is a lot of money.
I mean, I have enough earnings to send your parents money.
Do not send them money, okay? I love my parents, but they are really rude and disrespectful. I've always thought that something was off with their personalities, but I didn't know they were this rude. Also, I know they waste their money on unnecessary things, and they never helped me when I needed them. So they won't do anything in return.
I never met people like your parents in my life. I thought that I could get along with your dad because he was a chill person, but boy was I wrong. Sorry to say this, but I don't want to have them as parents.
You don't need to be sorry. I'm tired of them, actually. Hey, why don't we use this opportunity to cut ties with them?
What? Are you okay with that?
I also have been paying rent for my parents' house, so if I cut ties, I don't need to pay it anymore. Ha ha ha!
Do you think that they'll just cut ties with you that easily?
Yep, I know they will.
Great, we should plan something then.
Definitely. My mom still thinks I'm a well-behaved son who works at a top company, so I will still act like the elite me.
What should I do?
How about telling her that I lost my job or something? I'm pretty sure she will have a sudden change in attitude.
Sounds good. Wait, isn't she gonna be worried about you though?
She only thinks about herself, so probably not.
Really? I think she loves you because she brags about you a lot.
You'll see her true colors after you tell her.
I seriously want to know, so I'll send her a chat in a little bit. I just want to take a few more pictures.
Of course. Thank you, Ashley.
Hi, Stella. I talked to Zane. Okay, and I haven't got a proper answer from you yet. Are you going to pay the $6,000 every month or not? No, I won't pay for it. So is it okay to cancel the wedding like I said? I canceled it already, actually. What? Yeah, so you guys can go home. Wait, what? I don't want to pay $6,000 every month, so I thought it was better if I canceled the wedding before you did. You made the right choice. Good to hear. He deserves someone way better than you. Just to let you know, Zane will be leaving with me also. You guys didn't break up? Nope, why would we? Did you think that canceling the wedding means breaking up? Looks like he wants to cut ties with you also. He's the one that said that. Yes, he's embarrassed that you're forcing me to pay you guys every month. He also said that he can't pay for your rent anymore. What? Seriously? He's paid well, so he should have no problem paying for it. He doesn't have a job now, actually. You didn't know? What? He didn't tell me about this. Are you lying? I'm not lying. You may already know, but he's a very good salesman, but his performance began to decline from about 2 years ago, and he couldn't cope with that anymore. So he stopped going to the office 6 months ago. Did he have a mental breakdown or something? Yes, he did. He just gave up and didn't go to work. He stays in his room almost all day doing nothing. What? He doesn't go to work because of that stupid reason? I mean, there seemed to be a lot of pressure because it was a big company. He shouldn't be that weak because he's my child. Mine! Why don't you talk to him about it? I will. You don't need to tell me that. Zane, it's Mom. You said that you were going to cut ties with us. Please tell me that you were joking.
Oh, you heard from Ashley? I'm not joking. I will cut ties with you.
Why? We've given you a good life, haven't we?
You did. But I can't forgive you for disrespecting and insulting Ashley, and there is no way I'm letting her pay you $6,000 every month.
I just told her the truth.
You need to watch your words because it can affect the other person's feelings. How would you feel if someone told the truth about yourself in the same way you told her? I know you will feel hurt and angry.
So what? I won't listen to them and just move on.
That's you, though. People take it differently.
Whatever. Hey, what's the story about you having no job? This is what I wanted to ask you the most.
You heard from her, right? I haven't been working for this past 6 months. I was able to pay for your rent because I had quite a lot of savings left, but not anymore.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so please start paying for the rent next month.
You're not going to help me?
No, because there's no need to. Plus, like I said, I have no money.
Wait, how did you pay for the wedding though? If you have no money, there's no way you could have paid for it.
Ashley paid for everything.
Wow, seriously? I don't remember raising you this way. Okay, you know what? You're nothing to me now.
Oh my god, here we go again with this. You don't love me. You just love yourself for giving birth to me. Plus, you guys just use me for money.
Say whatever you want, but you're not a part of this family anymore.
You guys are really toxic parents.
We're going to cut ties, right? That's fine with me. I wasted my time talking to you. Bye. Ashley, didn't you guys cancel the wedding? Why are my relatives sending pictures of the wedding? We actually canceling the wedding. I'm excited for the wedding reception. What the hell? We're on our way back home. Why didn't you tell us? It's simple. We didn't want you guys here. Can you explain to me why Zane's bosses are there? Didn't he quit? Oh, that was a lie. He's still working hard and well, and he's even ranked #1 in business performance. What? It was just a test to see if you really loved him, but you don't love him even a little. You know what? We're going back. He's very important in my life, so I'll be attending the wedding. So you decide to show up because you know that he still works and gets paid a good amount? Wow. I have no words to say to you right now. But I don't blame you because you need to pay off debt, right? What? Sorry, but I overheard your relatives talking about it in the smoking room. So you were spending money because you thought Zane would take care of it later, right? Hey, what the hell were you doing in the smoking room? I wasn't in it. I was getting dolled up for the wedding reception and it was close to the smoking room. You just wanted to keep him so he'll pay for it, right? No, that's not true. I was spending money because I had to pay for some urgent things. What urgent things? Like medical expenses, groceries, and transportation costs. Zane is right next to me, but he told me that he paid for those and that he knows you're lying. I know that you don't want to let go of him, but we already cut ties. You guys are just strangers, so don't think about coming back. No, please. I'm in a tough situation now, so please understand. I can't pay the rent for next month, and I can't tell my husband about the debt. Yeah, and doesn't matter to me. Anyway, we'll go there from now. You're a nice person, so you'll listen to my story, right? This is your last warning. Don't come back or I'll report you to the venue. And they'll force you to leave. Nice, huh? It's kind of creepy when a mean person suddenly becomes nice. Please don't say that. I was worried about my son all along, so I may have sounded mean. Sounded mean. You called me fat, an idiot, and even kicked me. Look, I'm so sorry about everything. I will apologize. Sorry, but it's too late now. Please, can you let him talk to me? You don't need to pay for the $6,000 anymore. How's that? He said he doesn't want to talk to you. At this point, the $6,000 doesn't matter anymore. I'll live peacefully with Zane and make sure not to become like you in the future. Bye. Wait, you and Zane are the only two I can rely on. Who's this? I don't know you. Now, will you excuse me? The wedding reception is about to start. Zane's parents arrived at the venue, but our reception was over and we'd already left somewhere for the after party. They reached out to all the relatives, and when they finally arrived at the after party, it was over and nobody was there. They ended up not being able to meet us, but we didn't mind at all. Stella's husband eventually found out about her debt and got so furious that he divorced her. She now lost the last person who she can rely on, and she now lives in the streets because she couldn't pay for anything. On the other hand, we moved to a new house, starting a new life. Zane is still working hard at the company, and even if he lost his job, I'll still love him. I know that I'll be happy living with him.